Hello and welcome to Questions We Want Answered. In this series, I bring up the most common questions that fans want answered about their favorite horror games. This episode is about Indigo Park. Indigo Park is a mascot horror game where you explore an abandoned childhood wonder of Indigo Park. Guided by Rambley the raccoon, you help restore power to the destroyed amusement park while you run from the reason it shut down. This game has been very popular very quickly and seems to have the potential to rival other mascot games like Poppy Playtime, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Bendy and the Ink Machine. However, Chapter 1 left us with a lot of questions, and the fan base is very excited and divided on some of them. Why did the park truly shut down? When we arrive at Indigo Park, it is in shambles, a shadow of its former self. Many fans want to know what's the exact reason the park shut down. Could it have been an issue with money? Could the founder have gotten into some kind of trouble? Or could the park have just lost interest? Many people believe the mascots turning evil or rabid caused the park to close. Mascots attacking the employees or guests could have easily caused the park to close. But if that was the case, why didn't it make the news? If the park was closing, why bother hiding the fact that the mascots turned on the park or were there in general? Could there be something else that caused the closure? Or is there a reason the park is hiding the mascots from the public? Tell me, why do you think the park shut down? Speaking of mascots, what exactly are they? We know that the park has used many different versions of these mascots, from animatronics to people in costumes to even highly advanced AI. However, the mascots we see in Chapter 1 are different. At the end of the Molly chase sequence, we saw that these are creatures and not animatronics. We know this because Molly had blood leave her body once her head was removed. So, what are they? Did the workers bring in real creatures as the mascots? If that is the case, what is Finley? And why did these creatures mutate to be so monstrous? Also, why did they go from Lloyd, who was always shown on two legs, to the four-legged look? What are your thoughts? What do you think these creatures are exactly? Salem the skunk is one mascot we have yet to see, so where is she? Salem is known as the rival of Rambley in his game. Salem's portion of the Rambley Railroad ride was destroyed, so we were never introduced to the character. The only other time Salem is shown during the game is during the Rambley Rush arcade game, where she causes Molly's plane to crash and turn Molly evil. So the question remains, where is Salem? Could she have already been injured or killed? We do see a lot of blood in the destroyed portion of Rambley's Railroad. Could Salem be the true mastermind of turning the other mascots evil? That would align with the Rambley Rush arcade game, as Salem turned all the other creatures evil. But if that's the case, what caused Salem to become evil? So tell me, where do you think Salem is? In the game, we learned that Rambley doesn't like Lloyd. I mean, he really doesn't like Lloyd. So that brings up the question, why? What happened between Rambley and Lloyd? We see in the game that they used to be friends, or at least on friendly terms, but then something happened to change all that. One theory is that Rambley didn't like the attention Lloyd was getting compared to the others. Based on things you see in the game, Lloyd was the original mascot, so he would theoretically have more fans than most of the other mascots. And Rambley does appear to be jealous of Lloyd's vintage plushie. He said that only Lloyd got one, which made Rambley mad because he wanted one for himself and the others. But tell me, why do you think Rambley hates Lloyd? The final question is one that has divided the fan base. Is Rambley secretly evil? This question has technically already been answered by the developer. Or has it? The developer posted this. I love when people assume Rambley is the villain. He's literally just a little guy who's excited to have a guest in the park, and y'all are calling him the devil. Most people took this as Rambley is the good guy, but not everyone was convinced. Many people still believe Rambley has the potential to be a twist villain. But tell me, what do you think? Do you trust the dev's words? Or do you think that he is hiding something about Rambley? Something sinister. These are 5 questions the fans have about Indigo Park. Let me know what questions you have about the game, and what you think the answers to the questions we talked about today are. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more horror games, more Indigo Park, and more questions we want answered.